Alright, so you want to learn how to hit Naneinf in Balatro. You want to make the score go so high that it actually breaks the game. And you want to do it during an unseeded run with no legendary jokers, but you just don't know how to do it. Maybe you've seen a couple of your favorite streamers do it. Maybe you have looked through the Balatro subreddit and seen people post their own Naneinf runs, and you've just wondered how the heck is this even possible? Well, either way, if you're wondering how you can get your own unseeded Naneinf run in Balatro, you've come to the right place. Because this is the comprehensive guide on how to Naneinf unseeded with no legendaries for dummies. No copyright intended on that for dummies part, by the way. Now, if you've been playing this game for long enough, you've probably heard of a few people who play it best, like Raffle or Doc Spectre from Balatro University. And they've made plenty of videos on hitting Naneinf. I'm pretty sure Raffle made one last week, the week before that one, and I'm pretty sure he uploaded a Naneinf run a couple of days ago. So, why do I bother making another one? Well, for one, I didn't really have a lot to do this week, and I said, hey, why not? But more importantly, it's because there's a pretty big difference between me and the players that I mentioned before. I'm not as good as they are. But let me explain. So if you're watching this, it means that you want to hit Naneinf, but you just don't know how. And maybe it's because you think that there's got to be a huge skill gap between you and the players that hit Naneinf. Maybe you think that you got to be some pro gamer to do something like this, and I'm here to tell you that that is so far from the truth. I am by no means a perfect player. I make a lot of small mistakes everywhere. So if I can hit Naneinf, the message here is everybody can hit Naneinf, right? So, and that's kind of what the point of this video here is about. I know throughout the course of this video, when I hit Naneinf, I'm going to be making a lot of small mistakes here and there. And, I'm here to impart the knowledge on to you about what it takes to hit Naneinf. And that's basically just holding out and surviving long enough to hit Naneinf, right? If I can do it, you can do it. And if you want to do it and you want to see how to do it, let's hop right into it. Requirements. Okay, so the first thing to mention is that we're going to be using the Plasma deck. The Plasma deck allows for us to score a lot more points than any other deck, and the math behind the scoring is that you essentially add the amount of chips and mult that the hand gives you, then you divide it by 2, and then you square that number. So it allows you to get a lot more points than if you would play on, say, Blue deck or Ghost deck, for example. In fact, if you play just a regular flush, that's enough points to get you through the entire first ante, and then the first blind in ante 2. The other thing is that we're going to be playing on white stake, and the reason why is just because it's easy. Listen, we're already doing something that's kind of annoying and difficult here, so why the hell were we going to make it hard on ourselves by upping the difficulty by playing on a different stake? So just keep it real simple, play it lowest difficulty, white stake. Alright, now let's talk about everybody's favorite part of the game. Let's talk about jokers. So, there's quite a few ways to Naneinf, but what I found to be the most consistent and easiest way to do this is with a Baron and a Mime. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how these jokers work, let me explain. A Baron gives you times 1.5 mult for every king that you hold in hand, and a Mime re-triggers all held in hand abilities. So basically every time that the Baron gives you times 1.5 for a king in your hand, the Mime re-triggers it to do it again. And that's pretty much it. So, well, how do we use this to hit Naneinf? Well, the truth is that you need a lot of Barons and a lot of Mimes and a lot of kings in hand to repeatedly give you times 1.5 mult until you reach Naneinf. And we're going to do this by copying the abilities of the Baron and the Mime using copy jokers, brainstorms, and blueprints. Blueprint copies whatever joker is to the right of them, and brainstorm copies whatever joker is in your first joker spot. And we need a total of 4 copy jokers. Now, the only thing that we need to make note of is that at least one of them has to be a blueprint. So you can have 4 blueprints, you can have 3 blueprints and 1 brainstorm, 2 and 2 each, or you can have 1 blueprint and 3 brainstorms. The only thing is that they can't all be brainstorms because, like I mentioned, the brainstorm only copies whatever's in your first spot. So that means that we're not going to be able to copy multiple different jokers at a time when we're playing a hand. So Yeah, so we need at least one blueprint. That's at a very basic level how our scoring is going to work. We're going to be using these copy jokers to copy the abilities of the Baron and the Mime to repeatedly get 1.5 mul each time we play a hand to eventually reach Naneinf. A lot of you are probably wondering, okay, if that's the case, that's how we're going to get multiple Barons and Mimes. Well, how am I going to have so many kings in my hand? Well, I'm about to explain that, and then the next question you're probably going to ask is, well, how many kings do I need? And the answer kind of varies, if I'm going to be honest with you. I've heard different people say different things. I've heard some people say that you only need 38. I've heard some people say that you need 44. I've heard some people say that you actually even need more than that. So I think the sweet spot is roughly between 40 to 44 red seal steel kings in our hand. But yeah, I mean, I would shoot on the safe side. I would shoot for 44, just to make sure that we actually hit it. And you're probably going to notice that I said red seal steel kings. So let me explain what that kind of is. So a steel card, as you probably know, gives you times 1.5 mul if you hold them in your hand, just like how a Baron does for a king. So we're going to combine these together to have a steel king. And the red seal re-triggers that card so that the steel king is going to count for scoring again. So if you really think about it, the steel acts like a Baron and the red seal acts like a Mime. And to sort of put this into perspective, let's say that you don't have a Baron and a Mime. Let's say that you're playing a game with 0 jokers and you have an entire hand full of red seal steel kings. If you play just a regular high card, just a regular king, then you're basically going to have the effect of having a Baron and a Mime as jokers, essentially. And that's kind of weird to think about, but that's essentially how we're getting another Baron and Mime without needing another blueprint or brainstorm, right? So yeah, 40 to 44 red seal steel kings. Now, like I said, you're probably wondering how the heck am I going to get that many kings drawn into my hand? That leaves the final 2 jokers that we need. So we're going to need a DNA, which is going to be able to copy that many red seal steel kings once we create it into our hand, into our deck. And then, throughout the rounds before we hit Naneinf, we're going to be using DNA to get at least like 3 to 4 kings into our deck so that we're going to be able to draw them later. And the final joker, once we're ready to hit Naneinf, we've got our money in place, we have our jokers set, we're going to be using the burglar joker. Now you might be asking yourself, how the heck am I going to use the burglar to do that? Well, after we're done using the DNA to create as many steel kings as possible, we're going to sell it for burglar. Then I'm going to be using a very specific boss blind in the game to help me out, which is the Serpent. So the Serpent basically makes you draw 3 cards every time you play a hand or discard. Now, the ability of the burglar is to get rid of all your discards and then give you +3 hands. So remember that we have 4 copy jokers and we can copy the burglar. So that essentially means that we're going to gain an additional 15 hands to play against the Serpent boss, and then we draw 3 cards each time that we do. So with this combo, we're easily going to draw our steel kings that we need to hit Naneinf, and that's about it for jokers. Alright, now let's talk about vouchers. So there's 5 vouchers in the game that we need. The first one is Director's Cut, the second one is Retcon, the third one is Blank, the fourth one is Antimatter, and the 5th one is Paintbrush. So Director's Cut lets you reroll a boss blind once per ante, which is super useful because there's a lot of boss blinds that can kill us, like the Plant, which debuffs all face cards. And Retcon is the voucher that shows up after you've already bought Director's Cut. And so it's like the big brother of Director's Cut, and it lets you reroll the boss blind as many times as you want per ante. And Retcon is going to be the thing that allows us to reroll the boss blind to be the Serpent when we're ready to hit Naneinf. Blank doesn't do anything, and I mean that seriously, it actually doesn't do anything. But once you've bought Blank, you can buy the next voucher that comes after that, which is Antimatter, and Antimatter gives you another joker slot. So if you were paying attention earlier, you might have counted the number of jokers that I mentioned that you needed. So you need a Baron, a Mime, a DNA, and 4 copy jokers. So you need at least 7 slots, and the game only starts you with 5. So this voucher is going to be how we get 1 more, and I'll explain how we get the last one a little bit later, but if you've never seen the antimatter voucher before, I'm guessing it's because you haven't unlocked it yet. And the requirement is to buy the blank voucher 10 times, and honestly, this is a voucher that you really need in order to hit Naneinf, so I'd recommend going back and unlocking it first and then coming back. But you could theoretically hit Naneinf without antimatter. It's just that you would need to have like a naturally negative blueprint or a brainstorm or a Baron or Mime, and that's something that's super rare to come by. So I just recommend unlocking this voucher first because it's a lot easier than banking on a natural negative rare joker to pop up, right? So and finally, we need the paintbrush voucher, which gives you extra hand size. So as you probably already guessed, the main thing that our scoring is depending on is how many kings we hold in hand. So the hand size voucher is just something that we need. Now there is a voucher that comes after paintbrush called palette, and that's useful, but that's not really necessary. You just need the extra 1 hand size voucher in order to hit Naneinf. And that's really all there is to it in terms of vouchers, just those 5. But there's a lot of other vouchers that are super helpful, like Omen Globe, for an extra consumable slot, and spectral cards showing up in your tarot packs. There's also Overstock, both parts of Overstock, which is super useful in being able to see more jokers in the shop. So keep an eye out. Make sure that you're buying up a lot of vouchers during the game so that you're able to find the other vouchers like antimatter and retcon when you actually need them. So that's all I really got to say about vouchers. All right, the last thing that I want to talk about is spectral cards. The main spectral card that we're going to be looking for is Ectoplasm. Ectoplasm allows us to make one of our jokers negative at the cost of -1 hand size. And throughout the run, we're basically going to be trying to use Ectoplasm to hit either one of our copy jokers or Baron or Mime. And this is how we're opening up that 7th joker slot that I mentioned earlier. And, we really need an Ecto to hit. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough space for all the jokers that you need for Naneinf. Now, it's pretty important that you paid attention to what I just said. We want the Ecto to hit any one of our jokers except for the DNA. And that's because if our DNA becomes negative, then when we eventually sell it for our burglar, we're not going to be able to have space for the burglar joker because you just sold a negative DNA. And that's just really important to do. There's going to be some tough calls to make. Sometimes if you get your DNA before you find your other core jokers and you find an Ectoplasm afterwards, sometimes you're going to have to make the tough call of selling the DNA first, just to play it safe and hope that you have enough money to buy it back. But hopefully, luck is on your side and you don't have to do something like that. It's also really great to find a DNA that already has like an addition on it, like a foil or a holo or a polychrome, something like that. So just the only main thing to note is that you can't have your Ecto hit your DNA. If you do, you can hit Naneinf. And the very last spectral card that I want to mention is Deja Vu. So Deja Vu allows you to put a red seal on one of our kings. This really isn't like a necessity. There's other ways to get red seals, like if you shop through the standard packs, a lot of times they have red seals, and let's say you get like a lower red seal, like you get a jack with a red seal, you could just use strengths to strength it up to a king. So that's one way to do it. If you're fresh out of luck with standard packs, then you're gonna have to find a Deja Vu, which once again, this isn't really a necessity because it's not the only way to get a red seal, but if you find a Deja Vu, I'd say take it, just because it's a lot easier than having to open up every single standard pack, right? So and that's really about it. If you do all of these things, you can hit a Naneinf. So now, are you ready to get into an unseeded game and hit your own Naneinf?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Whoa there! We still have a few more topics to cover first.
Strategy. Now, this wouldn't really be a comprehensive guide if I didn't actually talk about some general strategy before we got started. But I'll put in a timestamp if you just want to skip to where the run actually starts. Because you don't want to hear me yap, or if you don't like the sound of my voice, that's also fine. I've been told that I have a slightly shrill voice. But yeah, let's talk some basic strategy first before we get into anything. So, I like to break up the run into 3 different sections. I like to break it up into the early game, the mid game, and the late game. And I think Dr. Spectred mentions that he does something like this too in his Naneinf video, but I might be making that up, so don't quote me on that. So I like to break up the game into those sections, and the first 9 antes are the early game, antes 10 through 16 are the mid game, and antes 17 through 25 are the late game. And in each section of the run, I like to focus on certain goals that I need to hit in order to make sure that the run is gonna eventually hit Naneinf. And, this kind of goes without saying, but the underlying goal in each section is to survive long enough until we can hit Naneinf. So I'll also touch on how we're going to score enough points in each section. Let's talk early game. In the early game, my main goals are to focus on getting my money up and fixing my deck to be mainly kings. So it's no secret that money is super important in this game, but you might not be aware of how important it is. Because by the end of the late game, we're going to need thousands of dollars in order to roll down and find the jokers that we need to eventually Naneinf, and we also need so much more money to re-roll the boss each ante into being the serpent. So focus on prioritizing your economy. Always try to stay above the interest cap, which is $25. If you find the seed money voucher, it's going to be, I believe it's $50. So always try to stay above that sort of threshold to make sure that you're not leaving any money on the table. Just picking up on that, pick up econ jokers like mail-in rebate, reserve parking, or business card. That way you're generating money each round. You're not just waiting to make money off your interest. As for deck fixing, there isn't really a hard set goal on when you need to have your deck completely fixed. I've seen Naneinf runs done where, they still have a lot of different cards in their deck that aren't fully kings. So there isn't really a hard set goal, but I like to sort of set a goal for myself just to make sure that my deck is sort of fixed by the time that I want it to be. So the goal here is, or at least that I shoot for, is to have at least 10 to 15 kings in my deck by ante 8. And I would really like at least one of them to be a red seal king. And, these are more guidelines than actual rules, so don't worry if you don't actually hit, 10 to 15 by ante 8. So I wouldn't take it too seriously, but this is sort of what I like to set up with. And, in order to deck fix properly, you're going to need a lot of tarot cards. Primarily, you're going to need death, you're going to need strength, and you're going to need a hanged man. So we want to be cutting down cards that aren't kings. We want to be strengthening our jacks and our queens into kings. And then eventually we want to be using a lot of death cards to death our non-king cards into red seal kings. Once again, this comes down to having a lot of money to buy a lot of Arcana packs for these cards. So yeah, just keep your money up, and the main thing is to be deck fixing while you're making money each round. So I mentioned how I'd talk about scoring in each section. In the early game, the scoring requirement is pretty low, actually, and so you can get away with using chip jokers since we're playing on Plasma Deck. So if you remember how I talked about how the Plasma Deck calculates score, then you understand that having a chip joker that gives you 100 chips is a lot more valuable than a mult joker that gives you plus 20 chips. So for the early game, I like to find and use jokers like Arrowhead, Scary Face, or Wee Joker. I also like to pair it with a re-triggering joker like Hanging Chad or Soggin Buskin. And, these jokers are strong enough for you to stay alive long enough throughout the early game. Having a Wee Joker that's up a couple hundred chips is strong enough to get you through ante 8. Arrowhead and Scary Face are the same way with enough re-triggers with a Soggin Buskin or a Hanging Chad. So this is enough to have you survive long enough to find and buy the things that you actually want to pivot to. Alright, now let's talk the mid game. In the mid game, the scoring really picks up, so you can't reliably, just depend on your chip jokers to score enough to beat the different boss blinds. So we definitely need to pivot to a multiplicative mult. And this can be done a few ways. You could be using a hanging chat and a photograph to have multiplicative mult hit repeatedly. Especially if you already have a red seal king at that time, then you could use the red seal with the hanging chat and the photograph to score enough points to get you through this section. If you're really struggling, you might be adding glass cards to your deck so that you could be using glass with red seals with hanging chat with a photograph. That's one way. Hopefully, if you're lucky enough, at this point, you've already found a Baron or maybe you found a Mime, and this could be your source of multiplicative mult. So that's something that we're hoping to accomplish in this portion of the game, is to make sure that you find your Baron, find your Mime, and I would recommend finding at least one copy joker. If you have a Baron, a Mime, and one copy joker, then you're going to be able to score just enough points to get through most of the ante. By ante, I want to say at least by ante 14, you're going to need to find a DNA as well. Because the DNA is not only going to start copying jokers, but it's also going to be adding to our hand size. Because DNA's effect is that it copies the card that you play while also adding it to your deck and drawing it to your hand immediately. So if you copy DNA with your blueprint, that means you have 2 more additional kings drawn to your hand. And that's going to be huge in terms of giving us additional hand size to score enough points to get through the mid game. Alright, so now for the late game, our main priority is going to be to find the rest of our copy jokers. At this point, you need to have found your blueprint or a brainstorm. It could be either one, but you need to find at least one of those. You need to have found a Baron, a Mime, and a DNA. To be honest with you, it probably wouldn't have hurt if you had already found another copy joker, so 2 copy jokers. But this main portion of the game is dedicated supremely to finding the rest of your copy jokers. So remember that you need a total of 4 of them. And throughout the run, during the early and mid game, we're going to be buying up health vouchers. So hopefully you have antimatter, you found an ecto, so you have space to buy and secure those copy jokers that we still need. So I will say the hard limit is ante 23. You need to have all 4 of your copy jokers, your Baron, your Mime, and your DNA before the ante 24 boss. Because if you only have 3 copy jokers, you're not going to be able to beat the scoring requirement for ante 24. And we can't Naneinf before ante 24. The scoring is too low, and if we try to do the serpent boss trick, then we're going to be scoring above the boss line before we can actually hit Naneinf. So we got to beat ante 24, and you need 4 copy jokers to do it. So assuming that you've done everything up until this point, you have your 4 copy jokers. I'm going to assume you have a lot of money, at least $1,000 or maybe $2,000. What we got to do now is beat ante 24. I think one of the easiest ways to do that is to roll until you hit Verdant Leaf, which is the boss that debuffs your cards until you sell one. Or you can... I personally find that to be the easiest boss, because throughout the course of re-rolling throughout all the shops, I guarantee you're going to hit a couple of natural negative jokers, and I just like to throw them on the pile for temperance value anyway. So I almost always have a negative joker to sell, so that's kind of the boss that I always pivot to. You could also pivot to the boss blind where it automatically forces you to picks one of your cards to play. That's fine, because by this point your deck should be completely fixed with just kings anyway, so no biggie. So ante 24, as long as you have the 4th copy joker, scoring above it is not that big of a deal. The only bosses that I think you should pivot away from is the Acorn boss, which shuffles all your jokers, just because we need to be super specific with how we copy things. And if you improperly copy, there's a possibility that you die at ante 24. So same thing with the boss, the Crimson Heart, that disables one of your jokers. Depending on what it hits, there's a very good chance that you could lose right away. So once again, I would stay away from those two bosses. Violent Vessel is also a pretty safe bet. At this point, you're going to be scoring way above what you need. So just avoid those two bosses and everything should be fine. So after you've beaten ante 24, now comes the kind of the RNG part. We are going to be selling our DNA and looking for a burglar. And so this is kind of the whole reason why we've accumulated so much money up until this point. Just speaking from experience, I've had at least 4 different runs that I can think of on top of my head that, I got up until this point, but they ultimately fizzled out just because I didn't have enough money to find the burglar. And I, went shop through shop in each ante. But, let's just hope that luck's on your side and you find the burglar soon enough, because we're going to need it to eventually hit Naneinf. So now that you've found your burglar, what you're going to be doing is you're going to use the money that you have left over from finding the burglar to re-roll the boss until it's the serpent boss. And so the serpent boss, like I already mentioned, is going to give you 3 plus 3 hands. Plus 3 cards into your hand every time you play a hand. And so what we want to do is we want to copy the burglar with all 4 of our copy jokers so that we get extra hands to play. And from there, it's kind of just, play all of your hands. I think it's like roughly 18 hands that you're going to have in total. So play all your hands, and just for your last hand, make sure you're copying your scoring jokers properly. And that should be it. That's Naneinf. Like I said, once again, these are all guidelines and there's no real rules here. Mike Tyson has once said that, everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the face. That is to say that, even if you stick to this kind of strategy, things just aren't really going to go your way the entire time. So just play loose, be flexible, and just generally do whatever you got to do to survive long enough in the game to hit Naneinf. And, that kind of skill just sort of comes naturally once you play enough. So don't be upset if you don't reach Naneinf in your first, attempt, and just keep trying again. And eventually, I promise you are going to hit it, because this isn't some undoable challenge. There's plenty of people that do it all the time. So just stick with it, keep trying. And let's get into some gameplay now. Okay, we're gonna start up a new run. I don't see any voucher tags that I want to take. I might have taken an early investment tag, but just go ahead and play a flush. Overstock. Okay, so that's definitely a voucher that we want to keep. So I'm gonna save money by going to the next round. Jacks, maybe we can try and get a full house. And we got the straight here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play that. That's enough points. Certificate could give us a red seal, and I am tempted, but let's buy the voucher first. I don't think we need it to get a red seal. I think we can get a red seal another way, so let's just go next. Let's go for spades. Play a flush, but I don't want 2 to be the low card, so there we go. That should be definitely enough points. And that's ante 1. Let's open the tarot pack, see if there's a hermit in there. No money, but we can strengthen these queens into kings. Let's go next. Voucher tag. Honestly, I think it's too early, so I'm going to skip it. Then let's play a spade flush here. We need a high flush in order to beat 1,600 points. No flush, but we have 3 kings. Maybe we can make a full house. and we hit the full house, aces and kings should be enough points to win. So we definitely need to pick up some kind of scoring joker here, preferably something with chips. Otherwise we're not gonna be able to make it through the ante, and that's perfect. Ice cream will do the trick. Let's open this up for some money first, and we find it. Let's take the hermit. Let's pick up the ice cream, open this. Maybe there's a red seal in here. No red seal, but we'll take another king. Let's go next. Honestly, playing a high card here would win, but let's just play the flush since it's already there. 11,664 points. Okay, let's pick up the Chad. Let's pick up the clown for a free reroll. Maybe we sell the clown for $2. Pick up a standard pack for $6. Red seal. Okay, so 9 is kind of far away from being a king, but let's take it. Buy the voucher and let's go next. And honestly, a high card wins here, but you know, let's try and play it safe. Maybe pick up a flush. That's ante 2. All right, director's cut. That's one of the vouchers that we definitely need, so we're gonna make sure we have enough money to buy that at the end. Sun, Star, Empress. I don't really like any of those. I don't want to pick a suit yet because I haven't seen a suit boss, so let's skip it. Let's try and play maybe a diamond flush. Once again, high card wins here, but let's... I just like playing flushes, so... Oh, maybe high card doesn't win here. Our ice king is kind of dripping. Negative chaos the clown. That's just free money over time, so I definitely want to pick that up. Okay, I got lucky with that temperance there. I was hoping for a hermit, but temperance is great. Judgment. Okay, reserve parking is great for a bear and mine build. Let's take our free reroll. Death is good, so let's sell the justice, pick up the death, and let's use the temperance now. Alright, so now let's try and get some reserve parking value. Let's try and get maybe some kings in our hand. They could just be regular face cards, but I'm trying to make more kings, so that's why I wanted to use my death. To be honest with you, I'm always been like a little antsy about business card or reserve parking. I mean, I know they're good pickups, but just rebate has always been my guy, so... yeah, if I find a rebate, I definitely just snap it up. Let's maybe reroll. Let's take the devil card. Let's open this up. Maybe there's a better red seal. No, but there's a king and a blue seal. I think I want the blue seal more, just because we do need to be scaling our Pluto levels. Let's go ahead and buy the voucher. Let's just go next. Let's try and put the devil on one of our kings. Let's discard better. Maybe we should put it on the 9 instead, yeah. That way we have a gold card on our red seal that's going to pay out more at the end of round. And we got to strengthen it up anyways, right? That Chad and that bonus card is definitely putting in some real work there. That got us 8,000 points by itself. Alright, Spectral Pack. Blank, another voucher that we really need, so that's good. Heart cards are debuffed. Let's take a medium. A purple seal is good here. We need more tarot cards for more deck fixing. Maybe there's a better red seal. Nope. Let's take the free reroll. And nothing. Let's go next. Let's find some more face cards. Maybe we'll stone 4. We use that chariot. Oof. Our point scoring is kind of taking a hit. We're probably gonna have to play like a 4 of a kind or something at the end here, just to make sure that we score enough points to beat the blind. But honestly, the bonus card Oof, okay, that was extremely lucky. I should have played the 4 of a kind. We need something better than the ice cream for sure. I see the oops, that actually super good with the and. There is the flush joker. We might pivot to flushes right now. But what I was saying was the oops is really good with reserve parking because now they're guaranteed hits. Let's roll one more. Honestly, that doesn't do anything for me. It would have been better if it was foil. Let's go next. So now we need to play flushes, but we also need to get some reserve parking value because at least now they're guaranteed hits. I don't want to fool around too much because I don't know how much my scoring is going to look. Yeah, okay, that was a good move. I think playing a 4 of a kind should be more than enough to get 2,000 points anyway, but maybe I could have gotten away with 3 kings and gotten another $1 from leaving a king there, but whatever, that's fine. Smear joker, no. Tarot pack for money, please. Yes. Let's go ahead and buy the voucher. Spades. Sorry, Jupiter. I'm so used to playing spades. 4 of a kind, no. Banana, no. Baron. Okay. Honestly, it's super early, but I think since our ice cream's melting anyway, we might as well replace it. Anti-4 Baron. That's something. Honestly, and that something's not very good. Let's find the flush here. That stone card and Chad is a good combo. We need to use our bonus cards. Just trying to sneak in a little bit of reserve parking value here, but we can't screw around too much. Alright, that's perfect. Okay, so a flush with a bonus card is enough points to get through. Clubs are debuffed. Let's open tarot pack for money. Man, these are some lucky tarot packs. That's like the 4th tournament? Free reroll. Ice cream. I think we can pass on it. Business card, no. No. Let's go next. I want to get a little bit of reserve parking value here. Okay, maybe we, I probably should have played the stone card first. Do I have... I don't have a straight. Right, no, so I need to have 3 hands. I need to make a flush. Maybe we make the jack and 10 the clubs. So we just need to find a club. No clubs. I think I'm gonna throw away the blue seal, because we need to find a club. And I should have played the blue seal as the first card. Dang it. Whatever, we have been saved. That's more than enough points with that bonus card up front. Oh, that is still super close. We are super weak right now. Showman, we don't need that. There's nothing that I want another copy of. Let's open up the tarot pack. No money, but we can get some more bonus cards. Take the reroll, no. Maybe we can play 4 of a kind kings. Let's pick up the Jupiter for flush. Rebate. I just like rebate. That's not a really great play, but rebate's my boy. Ice cream. Okay, you know what? Let's swap out the flush joker for ice cream. That way we can get away with playing high card again. $4,000 points. I want to get some blue seal value here if I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't want to risk it. I think I'm just going to play 4 of a kind. At least we're leveling up 4 of a kind here, I guess. That could be a backup play. Maybe we find a sock and a scary face, or they seem to be mostly spades, so maybe an arrowhead. I don't know. So there's a hack, but not a sock. Tarot pack for money. Wow, this is a... I normally don't see that many hermits this early. How about another one? Guess not. Photo? Maybe if we're playing 4 of a kind, we can make the pivot into malt now, and we can replace the ice cream. Photo and Chad, just a great combo. Do I take Wily Joker if we're playing 4 of a kind? No, let's buy the voucher. Maybe let's roll. Lucky card. Okay. So we got our bear in our mind. Let's take the temperance. And I guess if we're playing, we can. We don't need photo chat anymore because we already got Baron in mind. So maybe I should have sold photo there over chat, but whatever. Never mind, we're selling photo as well because we're gonna pick up the bean here for hand size. And let's sell the lucky cards, we're not playing them. Let's pick up a chariot and let's go next. 5s, we got a lot of 6s, so that's a bummer. I don't want to waste my discards. Just throw a hand away here. Once again, no 5s, but let's throw a chariot on the queen. Strength is perfect. We can strengthen these queens. Let's just throw away another hand. Maybe we can get more 5s. That's 1 5. That's not debuffed. That's good. Let's discard it. Yeah. Damn, of course there's another 5. 3 kings we can use to turn into hearts, and there's a straight here. Hopefully the straight doesn't win, but I think it's going to. I would have liked to gotten some blue seal value, and yeah, of course it goes out. So 365,000, not too bad on empty 6. I did wish that we had won with high card, but that's fine. Take another sun card, Chad. It's not necessary. Chariot. Let's go ahead and make those sun cards. And let's turn that king into a steel king. Let's see if there's a better red seal in here. 4 is not a better red seal than our 9, so nope. Let's buy the voucher. Maybe it was too early to buy the voucher. I honestly forgot what part of the run we were on. Let's throw away hands so that we can find stuff to discard for a rebate. Let's try and get more kings in hand. I really want to get blue seal value here. I think we might be able to, because we have like what? That's 10 kings. Okay, 70 million. So, I mean, if you didn't know how Baron and Mime works, at least now you have a first hand of how powerful it is. And this is with, that was on a level 1 high card. Level 3 is about to be much stronger. Oh, death, perfect. Open this up for money. No money, but we can make another king. Let's turn that ace into a king. Use the Emperor. World card. Okay, the water's not a great boss for us, but we should be fine because we have the bean. Let's try again with the Emperor. No dice. I was looking for money. Trading card. Okay, that's definitely a pickup because it's going to help us fix up our deck like a lot. And no Plutos, but maybe 4 of a kind if we need a pivot at some point. So 8s, let's snap off an 8, make some rebate value at the same time. I don't want to use up all my discard, so I'm playing that hand. I see a purple seal that I want to use. Once again, I'm looking for more 8s here. I think I should just take the discard. I'm being too greedy. But I do want to get blue seal value. Yeah, Chariot the King. Let's play a high card. I think this should be enough points to win. Oh, I probably should have sold... Yeah, I should have sold the Judgment because Mime actually re-triggers the blue seal. So I would have gotten 2 blue seals there. That was a misplay. Let's sell that. Buffoon pack. No. Better red seal. Nope. Pluto. Perfect. Level 5. Honestly rolled down too hard there. Whatever. Yeah, this boss is especially cruddy because we can't get trading card value or rebate value here. We need to get more kings. Man, I swear if we die after already finding our Baron and Mime, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, I think that's enough kings. 6 kings should be enough with a level 5 high card. You might be wondering, when do I stop buying Plutos? At what point is the high card leveled up enough? I say maybe like 10 to 20, somewhere around there. It's good. Don't need a whole lot. Yeah, take the free reroll. Let's go next. I see that there's a double tag there, but I don't think we need it. Need more kings in hand. There's a 7. Alright, gold is good. Yeah, let's make this king into gold. Honestly, we don't need a whole lot of steel right now. Let's get some blue seal value here. And our bean is gone. That means we have an empty joker slot. Let's see if we can find something useful. Okay, we're on kings for rebate. Open this up for money. No money, but let's maybe take the judgment. Or do I take the death here? Yeah, let's death the 9 instead of the king. That way it's easier to find. To be honest with you, I totally forgot about that 9. We need to find some strengths for that ASAP. Let's go next. Kings. I don't think I'm going to discard kings because that's pretty much my main score. So let's just try and get out of here as quick as possible. Does this win? I think it does. No. Close. Okay, but this definitely wins, right? Yep. Okay, that's perfect. Man, I love Mime and gold cards. Hallucination. Yep, that's definitely something I want to pick up. Reserve parking is also there, though. I think I'm going to pick up Hallucination for deck fixing. Hanging Man, there we go. That's why Hallucination's the GOAT. We can clip those 9s. Maybe more bonus cards? I mean, we're not playing them, but I don't know, maybe. Money, please. No, but we have another king we can make into a gold king. Let's take a reroll. And let's go next. Let's snap off the 2. Try and find some more 3s that we need to rebate. Wow, okay, no 3s. There's 1. Yeah, of course there's another one after I'm out of discards, but whatever. Okay, this is anti-8. Crystal Ball is a great voucher. Let's open this up. Hermit, that's perfect. Let's make that king gold. Another hermit, please. No, but let's maybe spin the wheel. I'm gonna buy Crystal Ball now, because I just see that there's a voucher tag. And maybe we can get Omen Globe if we're lucky. 5. Okay, that's perfect. There's 2. Now we essentially have 2 deaths. We can make more kings. Oh, you know what? I should be deathing the Heart King, because that's what I have the most of, right? It was a misplay to death the first one into a spade, but whatever. Alright, let's go next. Oh, okay. I feel like a prophet. That's such a okay. Omen Globe. That's one of my preferred ways to get an Ecto, because spectral cards now show up in our tarot packs. Hermit, that's good. Okay, yeah, I think I'd prefer having another death than just more money. We need more kings. Better red seal, please. No, but I'll take a blue seal king. More money. Pluto. I hate this boss. But honestly, I mean, I don't think any of the bosses were really going to be that difficult. This might be been the worst one, though. I think I'm being too greedy here. Yeah, I think I need to just... This should win, right? Hopefully. I need to get the heck out of here. I hate this boss, man. Alright, perfect. Alright, that's the early game. I didn't really set out to accomplish having a red seal king yet, but let's see if we can make it happen. We got a Baron and Mime. Open this up for money. No money. Maybe we take Death here, and then... Man, I don't even know why I bother with the wheels. They like never hit. Skip. Take the free reroll. Bean? No. Let's go next. 5s. Snap out for 5. I want to get more blue seal value. Wow, 2 5s. Great. Stone the Jack. Okay, Troubadour. Honestly not bad, but we don't need it. Open this up. At this point, I'm really just looking for a copy Joker. Cryptid or Purple Seal. That's a tough pick. I guess Cryptid? Because we have the Hallucination for tarot cards. Although it's not really doing that good of a job. 6 cents. It's another way that we can get an Ecto. And it's also a deck fixing joker, so let's snap off the Hallucination. Invisible. I mean, there's nothing that I want another copy of right now. Let's snap off a 10 and see if we can find a 6. No 6. So one of the good things about 6 cents is that not only does it give you spectral cards, and if you're lucky we can find a Deja Vu, get a better red seal, or we can find an Ectoplasm, which we really need, but it also fixes our deck because it cuts off the 6s at the same time. So that's why I said it was a deck fixing joker. Hermit and strength. Perfect. Need the strength for that 9. Better red seal in here. Nope. Fool. We need the Fool for strength. I know there's a hermit in there, but we need it more for strength. 2s. Did I remember to buy the voucher? I don't remember. Okay, so those are kings. We have a 6. Trance, blue seal, that's not bad, but not what we're looking for. And that's anti-10. Okay, antimatter is huge. We're opening up that 6 joker slot now. Well, I guess 7 if you include the chaos. Half joker sucks. Hanged man, yeah. I'll sell it for the trance. Pick it up. Opening the tarot pack here. Let's cut the 8 and 7. Nothing here is good, so let's skip. Pluto is very good. Let's roll. Death. Roll. Temperance. What was the boss blind? Killer. I see that there's a voucher skip. I think I'm gonna take it. I mean, sorry, double tag. Let's cut the 3. I wanna use that purple seal, so let's maybe Death the King. Should I do maybe gold? I wanna do gold. Let's see, Judgment. No. I want to get as much gold in hand. Honestly, our econ's not that great right now. God, I'd love to find a blueprint or brainstorm right now. Our scoring is significantly weaned off. If we don't have any steel cards in hand, then we're not scoring enough. Please be money or death. Huh. Yeah, let's strengthen those up. So now we have a red seal jack, and I actually want to death the red seal, so that way it's easier to find. Roll. Pluto. Honestly, our high card levels are starting to look fine. I'd love to get an Ecto off of this. Ankh is no good. I mean, yeah, see, we had 1 steel card in hand, which is why our score went from 6 million to 32 million. Steel is so huge right now to keep up with scoring. Well, Idol. Maybe we pick it up in case we come across the Psychic or something, where you have to play 5 cards. Let's take the voucher. It's not that good, but we need some deck fixing, so maybe we can get some good vouchers. I mean, tarot cards. Fool. Hermit is good. Roll. I forgot that it was a hermit. Thought I had a strength in there for a second. I'm gonna play the blue seal just because we don't really need Pluto levels anymore. Level 20 high card is honestly plenty. Also, couldn't pass up the red seal on that gold card. It's money. Strength. Okay, strength is huge. We can now make that jack into a king if it shows up, and it does. Okay, perfect. Let's strength the 9 and the jack, fool it, get another strength, and we finally have a red seal. Okay, that's huge. Tower the 2, maybe glass justice the 6. Oh, almost the king. Yeah, that was almost a misplay. When we played the 6 for 6 cents, it breaks anyway. So immolate. Ooh, it only took one of our kings, I think. That's great. Parking. Death is good. Double tag. Honestly, yeah, double tag's better than keeping a random idle right now. Got the 10. I really wanted to find that red seal king. I'm playing the king here instead of the jack because I still want to get some money off that red seal, but I can't play the steel cards anymore because I just need them for score. I mean, like, the blind is 21 million, we're at 44 million. We're not making it through this ante without steel. Ooh, that's probably one of the few examples of a bad immolate. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take it. I think I'm gonna skip it. Yeah, not worth it. Judgment. Riffraff is bad. Parking is good. Pluto. Chariot. We need more steel. Kings. I'm not gonna get trading card value here because I don't want to accidentally kill a king. Okay, so we have the red seal. Yeah, I mean, I might be making a king into a king, but it's not that deep. I mean, now we have 2 red seal kings. That's obviously more advantageous for us. Okay. So the red seals are huge. We are now at 547 million. Hand size is great. That's another one of the vouchers that we really needed. Emperor. Hangman is great. Let's actually maybe cut the 10 in the stone because I still want to strengthen that 5 so I can. But temperance is also $15, so we'll get another strength to strengthen that 5 maybe. Death is huge. Burglar is early. Strength. Yeah, strength is more important than sun. Let's go next. Let's kill the jack. Got a 6. Yeah, honestly, forget. Actually, I think I do want to strengthen the 5. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Let's play the glass 6. Okay. I, for some reason, thought that was going to score in 1, but I forgot that I don't have any steel in hand. So this shows you that even with just red seals, it's not good enough. We are gonna make it here because we have enough hands, but we desperately need to get some more steel in our hand or more red seals or something. Honestly, finding a blueprint or a brainstorm is probably gonna be the saving grace for our build right now, because we definitely need to be copying Baron for score and Mime for econ right now. Cryptid is great. Hermit. Oh, no. Honestly, I don't want a copy of anything else. Invisible, I mean, I don't want a second Baron, right? Or a second Mime, so not worth it. Hermit. Maybe I should have saved the Hermit at the very end of round, though. We're still looking for an ectoplasm here. Medium is okay, not great. Temperance. Death is, let's sell the sigil. Death is good. Hermit. Showman is not useful right now. Let's cut the ace. I think I want to turn, yeah, get a purple seal on that 7. Let's death the 9 into a red seal. Play the 6. Please be an ecto. No ecto. Honestly, even if we got the ecto, I wouldn't use it immediately because we still need to have rebate and parking to have money. We really need to find something like right now. I'm gonna roll down pretty hard. Okay, there's a red seal king. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna roll down pretty hard to find a blueprint or a brainstorm here. Also, I just noticed that all our red seals are diamonds except for the one that we just picked up, so that's funny. Yeah, we don't have any more 6s, which is unfortunate. Any more death cards? Nope. Judgment gives a hack, not useful. No. We might be cooked here. Well, at least not on small blind, but on big blind. Maybe with repeated hands we score enough? I'm not sure. At least that rebate's making money. Yeah, let's put the chariot on the spade red seal. I think we just barely make it again. It's gonna be like 60 something. Yeah, 68. Yeah, we just barely make it. I gotta play a gold card here because I don't want to risk playing the steel. Okay, so with enough hands, we score 1.459. It's 1 point. So we do beat big blind, but we need the steel red seal to do it. God, we are so desperate for a blueprint brainstorm right now. All these are terrible. Maybe let's do a blue seal, I guess. No. Chariot is good. Hangman is good. Fool, probably over the star, yeah. Roll. That's another voucher cleared at least. Okay, so oh man, and it's a foil too. DNA is gonna be super useful because at least that gives us more hand size. I would have preferred a blueprint or a brainstorm, but that's fine. At least we can make more red seal kings. Man, that rebate is really putting in work. We just need way more steel red seals. Let's copy the gold, because I mean with 3 red seals that are steel cards, we should be able to clear this pretty easily. Probably in 1, I believe. Yeah, E14. So that shows you how big of a difference it is to have red seals on your steel kings. But because of that, we miss out on money. Hallucination is good. Maybe we can get some more tarot cards like Death. Cryptid. Okay, this is huge. Blueprint is so huge. Okay, I think I want to kill the hallucination. Or do I kill reserve parking? I still need deck fixing. So let's kill the reserve parking because we need tarot cards. Is it reserve parking or yeah? Yeah, rebate. Never mind. Okay, I was gonna say hallucination's important and that rebate's my boy, but the hallucination's gotta go. We need voucher skips. Actually, do we need voucher skips? I think we got them all, right? I can't remember. Gosh, blueprint copying rebate. Friggin' love it. Yeah, I friggin' love rebate. Let's copy the DNA. This might win. So the reason why I move my blueprint to copy mime is because the gold that's being re-triggered by the mime, you can actually use DNA to copy that ability at the end of round. So just a quick note or tip in case you didn't know that. Always copy your mime at the end of the round to maximize the amount of gold. Or gold re-triggers, I should say. Skip. Let's roll. Temperance is huge. I kind of want the gift card over Shoot the Moon. I mean, not Shoot the Moon, I mean To the Moon, I think. What that Joker is called. Alright, let's check the blind real quick. Tooth. Bean. Chariot is good. Temperance is good. Our Temperance is going to go so crazy because we have gift card now. Let's rebate these kings. We only want red seals now. Honestly, because we have the blueprint, we don't need to carry a whole lot of red seal steel cards, so it's fine to rebate some of those as 2. I'm gonna copy gold here. And this should win, so let's copy mine. So the goal here is by ante 24, I want to say at least 3/4 of our deck should be steel cards. You can probably get away with 2/3, but 3/4 of it, 75% of it should be steel cards. That way we can guarantee a all steel hand for when we do hit Naneinf. Trading card. How's our deck? Our deck is pretty much fixed. We have, I don't know, all of our Kings of Hearts are non-red seal, but we can fix that. Bean. Let's go next. honestly, just, yeah, anything that's not red seal at this point, we don't really need in hand. Let's copy another gold card. Honestly, I'll probably be copying gold, at least here in the beginning, a lot more than I'm going to be copying steel, just because, like I said, we need to work on our money. Some of you guys may look at this and be like, wow, that's $466 is crazy, but honestly, we are so far off on the amount of money that we need, because by the end of this, we need to be at least like in the thousands. So just going to keep porting money, roll a little bit. I'm actually looking for either a showman or a brainstorm right now. Parking. Yeah, so I'm trying to get as many copy jokers. If I get a showman, I can roll and try and find another blueprint. But if I get another brainstorm, that's also fine. I basically have 2 joker slots right now. The rebate and the gift card can go, honestly, if I find another copy joker. But I will say the rebate is really giving us a lot of money right now, so. I mean, yeah, look at that. That's why I always pick rebate. Even though I think technically reserve parking is the right play here. I don't know. Rebate, just, God, it's so satisfying. $5 for each card. Let's copy steel here, just because, honestly, we're probably doing it a little too much with the gold, so. Okay, so we're E14. We're scoring E14 when we've copied the DNA. Pretty soon, we're gonna have to copy the DNA to expand our hand size, and then play copy the Baron for the actual scoring hand. The Psychic is a terrible boss. We need to definitely re-roll that. Tarot pack first. Hanged Man. Skip. Another tarot pack. Temperance here, and then skip. Hangman, Temperance. Roll. Okay, that's good. The wheel is fine. I'm gonna keep the steel card in hand because I'm thinking about copying it right now. No, we don't need that much steel. I'm gonna copy gold just because I already have, well, yeah, it's copy steel, whatever, it's fine. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have enough score. So you'll notice the DNA, it actually gives you an extra hand size. Our cards say 10 out of 9. So now when I'm playing the Baron, I copy the Baron. This is going to be our actual scoring hand. And we are using the Baron essentially to play a full 9 out of 9 deck of hand of full kings, right? So that's also partially why DNA is so good. It's you're not just creating kings, it's also good for hand size, at least temporary hand size. We have a lot of kings that we need to cut out of our deck. A lot of red seal kings and non-red seal kings. We need to cut out the non-red seal ones. I was really hoping for a hanged man in there. Trading card? No. I just want hanged man. Death is good. Bean. In case you didn't know why I keep checking the boss blinds, whenever I see a bean, it's because there's a glitch you can do on the boss blinds, the anti-8, 16, and anti-24. You can re-roll the boss blind to be the Crimson Heart, and there's like this glitch in the game with the bean that gives you extra permanent hand size. So that's why. I mean, if we get it, I'll show you. I don't want to do it in this video. I'm instinctively kind of just looking for it. I don't want to do it in this video because I just want it to be like a regular, normal Naneinf run without any crazy bugs or glitches. But maybe I'll make a video about that in the future. Let's Chariot the King. Copy gold. This isn't gonna win, right? We're gonna have to copy Baron. But yeah, the Crimson Bean glitch. Oh, this does one. The Crimson Bean glitch. I'm thinking about making a video on that, especially like how useful it is for Naneinf runs. So stay tuned for that, I guess. Tarot pack. Okay, Ecto is huge, especially because our DNA is foil. So that means we just have to sell the rebate here, and then we can roll on the Ecto and it can hit anything. Hopefully it hits the blueprint. Cool. I mean, even if it hit my More Baron, no biggie. I just like a negative blueprint. Cryptid the red seal. So we did go down one hand size because I had ectoplasm, but it's fine. Luchador. Oh, that's the voucher that we were missing. We're missing retcon. We only have director's cut. So there we go. Death. Hallucination. Barking. Rebate has come back. Okay. Let's just try and make some money here. So the Ecto was huge. We opened up that 7th Joker slot that we needed, that I was talking about earlier. Now we just gotta fill up the rest of the spot with copy Jokers. So we're gonna be, once we win here, we're gonna be looking for a Showman, or we're gonna be looking for a Brainstorm. So whichever comes first, I mean, we pick up, I guess. I'm hoping we can find a Showman first, just because I just prefer blueprints over Brainstorms, but whatever. Yeah, so hopefully we can find that here, because honestly we are gonna need it pretty soon. I'd say by anti 18, 19, definitely gonna need it. Okay, well, that's all our vouchers cleared. Those double tags were kind of useless. Dang, okay. I actually wanted to show you guys how useful the double tags are, because we can use them to skip for vouchers and get like a whole bunch of vouchers cleared at once, but whatever. Yeah, we don't need Luchador anymore. We have unlimited boss rerolls, which is huge. Maybe I could have taken Juggler there. Fool is great. Sure, let's go ahead and take another double tag just for fun. I don't know, maybe we'll do like a negative skip or something. I don't know. It's totally not useful for like a Naneinf run, or for most runs, but maybe we'll do a negative skip because it's funny. Gosh, we still have so many kings that aren't red sealed. Let's copy the gold. Yeah, I think we can get away with copying gold here. E21. Gonna have to copy the Baron. I just realized I never sold the half Joker, so that's still just hanging out. Paintbrush. So technically we already have all the vouchers that we need to Naneinf. I wouldn't mind getting the voucher that comes after Paintbrush, the palette voucher, but it's honestly not really necessary. I mean, if we find it, that'd be great, but whatever. Totally fine if we don't. Hero pack. Skip. Judgment. Please be a Baron. No. Sorry, I'm in a brainstorm. Hermit. Maybe I pick up the Stuntman because it blocks a rare. It'll make finding a brainstorm easier. Hermit is good. Hanged Man is good. One last judgment roll. That Tidalus was on high card, right? Negative Jolly Joker does absolutely nothing, but... Oh, there we go. Okay. Dang, I was actually just about to click next round. That's huge. Okay, well, to-do list goes. Brainstorm. Okay, so now we have 2 copy Jokers. That's huge. Dang, and I was actually about to just, like, move out of the shop because we rolled down so friggin' hard here. Honestly, we needed that just to keep up with scoring. If we didn't find it, I was gonna have to just have a deck. I mean, a handful of steel. So at least now that we have the brainstorm, we can get away with having more gold cards in our hand, which is huge. Not to mention the rebate value, the mime value. It's yeah, we're gonna be minting some money here. Let's go ahead and copy gold here. I think we're doing fine on steel, so let's go ahead and copy gold. Copy the mime just in case this wins, because our hand size now is 10 out of 8, by the way. After we took the ecto, so yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I thought that might win. All right, now we copy the mime. I'm very much like an intuitive player, so I think things randomly during the run, and I'm shocked when they don't happen. Like, for sure, I was like, yeah, Violet Vessel, we have that cleared by just copying the DNA, which no, we didn't. E33, decent. That voucher is pretty good. I hate that boss. Let's take it. We go down a little bit in scoring. Honestly, now what we're going to be doing is rolling for a showman. Parking. I could sell the gift card for parking. Honestly, we need more money just because we gotta find that showman now. Show me the man. Show me the showman. The death is good. Let's buy the Emperor after we use the death and hanged man. Maybe we can use that. Nope. All right, well, we have a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and death the non-red seals. We have a little bit of time to find the showman. It's not that bad. We're scoring E33, and that's without a full hand of steel, by the way, so we could score more than that. hang that non-red seal. I'm not going to discard anymore because I don't want any non-red seal kings to show up. So let's just go ahead and copy this gold card here. Okay, now let's copy the Baron. Play a steel card, and then we're gonna copy the mime for the gold at the end. E33 again. So I should probably make note of this. This is with 3 steel cards in hand that we're scoring E33, so when the scoring inevitably catches up to that, that's good to know. Money would be good here. No money. Yep. Find the showman. Temperance is good. I mean, that $50 invisible joker could be another way to get a blueprint brainstorm. Sell reserve parking. Pluto. Temperance. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So that $50 temperance, I mean, it really shows you how good of a Joker gift card is. Death is good. So our temperance value is now $50 permanently, which is just huge. Skip tag, sure. We gotta reroll that boss. Oh. Yeah, we went down an ante. I was like, didn't we already play an ante 8 boss? Honestly, Naneinf is probably either like the best boss during Naneinf runs, just because you get so many negative jokers when you keep rolling down the shops. I know that we only have had 2 there, but like I promise you, by the end of this, we're gonna have so many negatives. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk having non-red seal kings. That's why I'm not using my last discard here. Alright, so I'm gonna have to copy the Baron for score. Let's play 1 gold card this time, just because I want to see how much we score with more than 3 steel cards. So now we have 5 steel cards in hand. I'm guessing it'll be like E38 or something, maybe. E36, all right. Not as good as I hoped, but that's fine. So that's with 5 steel cards. So we're definitely in the E40s if we have all steel in hand, which is good. Hanged Man, we can get rid of those last 2 non-red seals. Flint is fine. That's another voucher cleared. Honestly, we don't have to keep buying the vouchers. We got everything that we wanted, so. Showman, yes, okay. I'm gonna sell the invisible just because the showman, I'd rather use the money to find another copy joker here rather than relying on, sorry, every time I see a bean, I immediately stop. Where the heck was the bean like last ante? The last 2 antes we could have used a bean. But what I was saying was I'd much rather use the showman, just because rather than having the invisible joker hit something like the Chaos the Clown or the rebate, because I don't feel like selling those right now. It's better to just use the money that we've accumulate to find the blueprint brainstorm. So we're in a pretty good spot here. I'm pretty sure our top end with all steel is probably like E40. Death is huge. So that's, I think we only have one card left that's not a red seal, so that's good. All right, let's copy gold. We're definitely in a pretty good spot in terms of scoring. E40 is probably our top end. We're only at E25 right now. I mean, that is going to catch up to us pretty soon. We probably have only a couple antes left, but I feel relatively confident that we can find a third copy joker by the time we, come across a point where the scoring is going to be too high for us. So we need just one more copy joker to get all the way through to ante 23. We need that fourth copy joker to beat ante 24. So we have probably 2 more antes to find the third one, and then 6 more antes to find the last one. Show me the blueprint. Hanged Man is not useful, but death maybe. Temperance is good. Blueprint, Brainstorm, Blueprint, Temperance is good. Overstock. Yeah, the lack of overstock here is probably also hurting us quite a bit. That's probably the only other voucher besides palette that I'd like to have. Temperance, let's sell. Yeah, Temperance is way too important to pass up right now. Oh, Temperance is great. Oh no, wow, okay. So many back-to-back Temperances. Blueprint, Brainstorm, Blueprint, Brainstorm, Blueprint, Brainstorm. By the way, this is a pro tip. If you keep chanting Blueprint, Brainstorm, you're more guaranteed to find it. Gosh, this rebate is probably the only thing that's saving us right now. We're copying the gold cards at the end is not making us enough money, so just gonna do a full discard here. We need steel in hand. Yeah, let's do a full discard. Should I copy steel or gold? Probably gold. We still need a lot more money. Copy the mime. So you're gonna notice from here on out the gameplay is, maybe you already noticed, but the gameplay is gonna be super repetitive. We're just gonna be copying DNA first, copying rebate to discard, then copying DNA to copy, then copying Baron to score, and then copying mime at the very end. So, and this is pretty much how it's gonna be until you hit Naneinf. But yeah, so the main exciting part, or should I say, well, it's not exciting for me. I find this to be nerve-wracking, but the only real exciting, let's do an emulate here over the cryptid. Yeah, the only exciting part is really finding that blueprint or brainstorm. Even Steven. Normally I'd pick that up, but just because we have the showman, I don't want to see more duplicates of even Steven. Just gonna take the rebate because it's funny. We need to find a blueprint brainstorm. Death is good. Temperance is great. Come on, Temperance. I'm gonna sell that and buy that because that first one was obviously broken. I copied that from Raffle. I thought it was so funny the first time he sold his showman and bought another showman. Yeah, it's like whenever I see another showman pop up when you have a showman, I'm just like, it's like that meme where it's like Obama giving himself the medal. It's so funny. some reason I thought I had another discard. I'm very sad that we don't have another discard. Could have made more money. Copy the Baron, copy Mime. Yeah, this is pretty damn repetitive. I think our deck is completely fixed at this point. I think we just have red seals. Petroglyph we might pick up just because we do need a little bit more time to find that blueprint brainstorm. Temperance. No. Blueprint brainstorm, blueprint brainstorm. Temperance is great. Blueprint brainstorm, blueprint brainstorm, blueprint brainstorm. I'm gonna shut up now just because I realize this is a video and I'm probably being annoying. If we don't find a blueprint brainstorm pretty soon, we're gonna have to start re-rolling the bosses for the serpent because the scoring is gonna be too high for us to keep up. So we're gonna have to do a full skip and then play the serpent just every ante until we find the blueprint brainstorm. Hopefully it doesn't come to that though. Yeah, that's like pretty much kind of like a last resort because by not playing rounds, we lose the opportunity to copy more steel cards or gold cards. So we want to play as many rounds as possible. But I mean, obviously, if we can't keep up and score, we're going to have to just do a full skip and do the serpent. I'd really like for the showman to do something though and give me another blueprint brainstorm. But this is sort of what makes this a game. There is a little bit of RNG still involved. Gosh, this is gonna be so annoying if I don't hit Naneinf here and I have to redo this video. It's like actually my second time. I had a run earlier that I think died at, we don't need another ecto. Yeah, I'm not gonna take another one. Yeah, had a run earlier today where I got all the way until ante 22. I had all of my jokers, all 4 copy jokers, Baron, Mime, DNA, the whole shebang. I just didn't find retcon, and I rolled from the plant into the psychic, and I was just like, God, this game hates me. So yeah, that was like easily like 2 hours that I just sort of threw down the drain just because I didn't hit Naneinf, and I was like, well, I mean, can't make a Naneinf video unless you hit Naneinf, so I'm really hoping this isn't gonna be like another 2 hours. I don't even know how long we're in this video is so far. I think we're at probably at like the hour-and-a-half mark now, maybe. I'm really hoping that we don't go over like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I know that's unrealistic. E32. Roll. Temperance is good. mean, pretty much almost all the money, pretty much all the money that we're making in round, we're just spending down here, just because we seriously need to find that blueprint brainstorm. Let's roll, reserve parking, no, roll, death, no. A negative obelisk, let's take it. I guess it blocks. Never mind. Oh yeah, we have the showman. Hey, we don't even block a rare. God, I hate this game sometimes. Yeah, we're like making like what, like $400 every round. Still not enough. Copy the mime. I apologize. I said $400. I think we're making like $300 per round. What's the boss? The plant. Whatever. We have retcon, so that's not a big deal. Yep. Temperance is good. Temperance. We don't need another DNA. Roll. No. Permit. Roll. Honestly, should I just take the double tag here? I feel like we need money more than anything. But we also need to be copying cards. It's the serpent. Alright, just because it's the serpent, I'm not going to take those double tags. Just because we can farm a lot more money off the serpent by copying the mime for all the gold cards in hand. So each of those skip tags were worth what, $25? That speed tag was 25, so that's, we have a total of 6 tags. So alright, please let there be a blueprint brainstorm. Roll. I don't need another DNA. Mime? No. I don't want another copy of anything unless it's a blueprint or a brainstorm. Let's go ahead and take... I'm taking that just in case we decide to take another Ecto. We probably won't. But just in case, it's better to have a foiled rebate than a non-foiled rebate. Mime. I'm honestly so tempted because it's gonna help out with score in the short term, and we can get more retriggers on our gold, but we're still gonna hold out hope that we're gonna find another blueprint brainstorm. So copy the gold. God, this is so repetitive even for me. I don't know why I do this to myself. I love like the challenge of a Naneinf run because there's so many things that could go wrong, and honestly, after C++ and hitting gold stake, this is like, you know, the most thrilling thing I can do now. But I don't know why I do this to myself. It's so repetitive. Like, once you reach this point of the game, the actual playing the game part becomes boring. Shopping, it becomes way more fun because there's like a lot more of a thrill aspect to it, you know? I'm trying to find a blueprint brainstorm by accumulating money, so I don't know. Right now the shops are way more fun than the actual game part, which I think is just so ironic and funny at the same time. Please just give me the blueprint brainstorm. Fool. Showman. This one's broken. Hermit. So many rebates. Temperance. Is this the first time we've played the Serpent boss? I can't remember if we played it before Anti-18. Maybe. But in case this is the first time, I can't remember. I think maybe we did play it in the early, before Anti-8, actually. I think maybe we played the Serpent. But whatever, even if we didn't, just in case, I'll go back and check the footage. But whatever. This is how the Serpent basically works. Every time you play a hand, you draw 3 cards into your full held in hand cards, and this is basically what we're going to be using to hit Naneinf later. Because I mean, look at our hand size. We have 18 out of 8 kings in hand. So this is the technology, as Doc would put it, that we're going to be using. All right. Finally got the most amount of kings in hand as possible. 20 out of 8 right now. So I honestly think we actually make more money by just using the rebate and playing a regular round. So maybe I should have taken those double attacks. That voucher is pretty good. E37. Yeah, that voucher is great for a rebate. Mime. Let's take it because it has a foil on it. Hermit. Hermit again. Okay, this is actually kind of unbelievable. Because at this point, how much money have we rolled down into these shops? We've easily rolled down like thousands of dollars at this point. just like the sum total of money that we've rolled down. I'm trying to keep more steel in my hand because I don't think I've hit E37 yet on a non-serpent boss, so try and get more steel. Let's see what a full hand of steel is, just to see what our top end is. We should be good. We should be probably in the 40s, right? We play a full hand of steel. Let's play the gold card here. But I really don't want to because we need the money. But I mean, it's just one gold card, so whatever. I can part way with like what? It's $3, then $6, and then 3 more copy jokers, so $15, I guess. I can part ways with the $15, but gosh, we are so poor right now. E40, okay, so that's our top end. So we're fine for this ante, but next ante, we're gonna have to do a full skip if we can't find the blueprint brainstorm. Which we should be able to if the stupid showman does its job. Baron. Honestly, I was so tempted to take the Baron there because that would help us out with score, but if we sell the rebate now, we're not going to be able to make enough money. That skip tag is also really tempting. Gosh, I really wanted to skip there, but I feel like the priority now is to make more steel cards. Let's copy steel. Our only real source of money right now is coming from the mail-in rebate. Hooray, $15 at the end of round. Gosh, this is so terrible. I'm gonna have to refilm this, aren't I? Please. Let's find the blueprint brainstorm. We need money. Skip. Blueprint. Nope. Let's roll. Blueprint. Mime. Blueprint. Brainstorm, please. Showman. All of my showmen have been absolutely broken, and not in a good way. Don't need double tag anymore. I've seen those YouTube shorts or clips of like you getting a showman and then like immediately you roll down and there's like just 4 blueprints waiting for you in the shop. Gosh, I don't know why those things never happen to me. Yeah, we're doing full discards here. The rebate's the only thing making us money here. Oh no, I lost a high card level. Honestly, I forgot that I was going to lose another high card level. I mean, it doesn't matter. As long as you're above, like... Honestly, you could probably Naneinf with like a level 10 high card, so whatever. I think it's fine. E38. That's honestly a lot more closer than I'd like it to be, but what are you gonna do? We gotta find the blueprint brainstorm here. Another hand is good. Spades being debuffed. I see the investment tag. I think I'm gonna take it. If we don't find a blueprint brainstorm, we're gonna have to do a full skip here. So that means I can't roll down as hard because I need money to re-roll into the serpent. DNA. Bean. Temperance is 47. Yeah, we went down in value because we kept selling our, we sold our mime. And then we sold our rebate and our showman multiple times, right? So. All right. Man. We need the serpent. We need the serpent or we lose. All right, there it is. Copy gold. So you'll notice that if I copied the Baron there, I could have won and gone on to the next round, but I'm choosing to go down until my last hand so that I can have more gold cards, hopefully, drawn into my held in hand cards, so that we can maximize the amount of gold that we're getting. So I'm gonna play another steal. Hopefully we get 3 more gold cards. And then in this last hand, I'm going to copy Baron and then copy mine. This still isn't more money than rebate, but I mean, this is all we can do right now. The 7 investment tag skips kind of help. Not really, but we just desperately need money right now to roll down in the shop and find a blueprint brainstorm. Honestly, this run might be cooked. We're at ante 20 already. We gotta find a 3rd copy joker in the next 3 antes. Actually, no, I take it back. We gotta find both of our copy jokers in the next 4 antes. Because, I mean, at this point, we have retcon, so we can just skip every boss and turn into the serpent. But we need 2 copy jokers and 4 antes. I'm gonna have to refilm this. This is like my 4th Naneinf run. I actually hit Naneinf like yesterday, which is, I don't know. Hitting Naneinf yesterday is what gave me the idea to make this video. But like, palette is good. Of course, there's a voucher tag. Yeah, whatever. After we use all of our skip tags, that's funny. Yeah, man, I should have just recorded my run yesterday. So if I hit Naneinf today, there'll be 2 days in a row. Baron, honestly, I might just have to take it because we're so weak on scoring. Burglar, no. Hermit. Troubadour. Is it better than... No, a Baron's obviously better. Negative reserve parking is actually such a legendary pull right now. I mean, that's just going to be minting us money, like, during the run. I would have loved if it was a negative rebate, but I'll settle for a negative reserve parking. That might have actually saved the run now that I think about it, because we need as much money as possible. gosh, where is this blueprint? I'm just gonna do a full skip here. I think even with full steel in hand and the second Baron, I'm pretty sure we're still too weak to score E50. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we could have gotten away with playing that round, but I don't want to risk it. We're already probably like an hour and a half into the run. I'm not risking anything. Honestly, we might be like 2 hours into the run now. Oh yeah, if I copy the mime, I'll probably win here, so. It's just like habit at this point to move the mime after I play a hand. Yeah, I gotta remember to not copy it until the very end here. And build up as many gold cards in our hand. Gosh, this process gets so repetitive. Copy of Baron. Okay. Oh, I didn't think that was gonna win. Oh, I might have just thrown the run. I wasn't paying attention to the score. I didn't think that was gonna win. Dang it. We didn't copy mime. I think I actually just threw the run here. I don't think I have enough money. It's only $446. Finally. Okay, let's get rid of the Baron. Oh my gosh, that took us forever to find that brainstorm. You can't see me, but I'm like smiling so hard right now. Especially after that crazy fumble. I can't believe we found the brainstorm right there. Okay. This is huge. At the very least, we can beat Ante 23 now. I think. Yeah, with 3 copy jokers, you should be able to beat Ante 23. I wasn't confident in beating Ante 23 because we had 2 Barons. You would think that, hey, I swapped out the Baron for a Brainstorm, that's enough. But the thing is, without that 3rd copy joker, we're not copying DNA 3 times, right? So we're actually losing out on an extra hand size. So yeah, finding that Brainstorm was huge. Now we just gotta make some money and find that last copy joker here in the next 2 antes. Next ante, actually, we're on ante 22. We gotta find the next blueprint or brainstorm in the next ante. Because, I mean, we... without 4 copy jokers, we just can't beat ante 24. And if I don't beat ante 24, I don't Naneinf. And if I don't Naneinf, I gotta redo all of this. I'm laughing, but I'm crying on the inside. Copy Baron. Not making that mistake again. Copying the mime here. Yeah, E36. The reason why we scored over last time was because we had 2 Barons, right? So it's like, if you think about it, it's like if I put a copy, like if I put my blueprint on Brainstorm last time, right? I wasn't even thinking about how I was going to score over. I was just so used to scoring under like E40, you know, by not copying anything, so. Dang. Even though we screwed up there, never punished. Okay, copying the mime, move over the DNA. All right, now we just gotta find our blueprint brainstorm. Just the last one, and then we're all set. $758. Negative showman. We can sell the other one now. Overstock first though. Yeah, let's sell the showman, and yes! Okay. This is huge. All our jokers are set. You have no idea how nervous I was about not finding that in time. Oh gosh, alright. Okay. That is huge. $774. Now we gotta just prioritize money. I was hoping for a temperance. Hermit is good. Temperance is fine. Fool for temperance. I'm also looking for more chariots because we need to make way more steel cards than we have. Because we have 4 copy jokers, I actually don't need to do a full skip here, which is good because I can play the small blind and I can copy more steel cards because we need to be copying a lot more steel. We're not even, I'm pretty sure the majority of our deck is actually gold, which is not good. You need steel to Naneinf, so I think we should go ahead and play the small blind here. God, I missed that rebate though. Copy the steel. So I'm just gonna put all my copy jokers on Baron, just because I don't need to maximize scoring. If I was gonna maximize my scoring here, I would put one of them. I'd probably put my blueprint on my mime, and then my 3 brainstorms on my Baron. But I mean, obviously, we don't really need to. With 4 copy jokers, we should definitely, and this much steel in hand too, we should definitely be scoring well over E68. So we're fine. Let's check for temperance, maybe. Nope. Honestly, I probably shouldn't be rolling here. Yeah, honestly, I need to be saving up more money. Let's copy steel. Copy the baron. Copy the mime. I'm just copying the mime just to see sort of how much I can score. I mean, we're totally fine even if I don't, but just curious. E83. Pretty sure anti-24 is like E77. Well, that's unprofessional. Okay. The mark. That is fine. Honestly, I might just sell the showman because, I mean, we honestly don't need it. It's also going to make finding the burglar a lot harder, so I'm just going to sell it. We don't need a negative showman. Thank you for your service. He was, in fact, the greatest showman. The only crappy thing about Naneinf runs is like how long each round takes once you get to this point. It's like each one like takes like 2 minutes to just play out the full thing, you know? Crimson Heart? Like a free reroll. I'm probably gonna reroll that boss into like Verdant Leaf or something and just sell the chaos. Okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna skip ahead. Just because I feel like this video is already super long. Thank you for your service, Mr. Chaos the Clown. Honestly, when you think about it, I've had that thing for like, what, the past 20 antes or so? If you think about all the money that it saved me by giving me a free reroll, I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, a negative chaos when you really think about it. That was also a legendary pull. I don't think that one was a negative skip, though. I'm pretty sure that one was just like a natural negative, which is pretty wild. Having that negative tag hit the showman was honestly... It would have been even wilder if it hit like a blueprint or a brainstorm. If it hit that brainstorm that we rolled into, that would have been crazy, but a negative showman, I just think it was funny. It opened up a Joker slot that I didn't need it to open up. I ended up selling both showman anyway, so, but whatever. It's funny. And that's all she wrote. All right. So, $1,000. What we do now is we're gonna be trying to find the burglar, sell the DNA for the burglar, and then re-roll into the serpent boss. But to be honest with you, I don't know if we have enough money. I mean, it'd be lucky if we just found a burglar right here, right on this next roll, and we didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Normally, I don't feel comfortable doing the rolling part unless I'm at like a couple $1,000s. We're honestly $1,000 short, but it's just like, I don't know. I mean, we did what we had to do to stay alive, to, you know, because we just couldn't find your last 2 copy jokers until like the last minute. I'm gonna roll down until maybe like, I don't know, like maybe like $400. 500 is fine. With $500, you're pretty much guaranteed to get the serpent, so I mean, it's fine. That doesn't mean I'd like to spend $500 to get the serpent, though. Come on. Haven't we seen the psychic like twice now? Okay, there it is. Well, we just dropped $300 on that, so. Aura. Honestly, I think we needed to have copied more steel in hand, steel cards anyway. I don't think we should have enough steel to Naneinf, but I don't know if we have enough steel to like draw a full hand of steel. So. And I just also realized that I should be copying reserve parking. I should have been copying reserve parking every time I was on a serpent boss before. Yeah, that's a complete misplay by me. Just because if I was copying the reserve parking, I think I would have made so much more money. I didn't even think about it. I'm not used to there just being a negative reserve parking when I Naneinf. Yeah, holy crap. This is actually making us so much more money than I thought it was going to. I'm just hypnotized by the reserve parking hits right now. I just noticed that whenever I Naneinf, like this is like the 4th time I've done it. Whenever I do Naneinf, I always have 3 brainstorms and 1 blueprint. I don't know, that's just something I noticed. I'm blabbering a lot right now because these hands are taking forever. Alright, last one. Copy the Baron, then copy Mime. In case you're wondering, I do talk to myself while I just play normally when I'm not recording either. So the only difference is that I'm mic'd up right now. This is just how I always play. I just realized that while I'm screen recording this, I don't know if it's picking up on the sound effects in the game. I really hope it does, because like, it's gonna be kind of weird if it's just my voice playing in the background. Dang, so we went from like what, like $200? Because we like spent $300 just to get into the Serpent, right? So spent like, we got from $200 to $1,175 by copying the reserve parking. That's insane to me. Open this for a temperance, maybe. Honestly, maybe we should start cutting gold cards. Skip. Burglar. Where is my burger? Temperance. Burger. Give me my burger. With no fries. Come on. Oh gosh, I already know I'm gonna be rolling down all my money. Before I actually hit Naneinf the first time, I was in this exact same position, and I actually had $3,000, and I think I rolled all the way until like ante 28, and I couldn't find a burglar. That actually made me stop playing the game for like almost a solid week because I was just so mad. Please, I don't feel like spending $300. Even if we are making money with reserve parking, I don't... There we go, okay. Copy, actually, yeah, I've copy steal. For a second there, I was thinking, should I copy gold? But I mean, more than using the mime for money, the reserve parking is doing way more work. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Dang, I feel like such an idiot for not copying the reserve parking earlier. Because this is straight up just like minting money right now. Honestly, this might be like converting me into like a reserve parking fan over a rebate fan, which is wild. Gosh, I love and I hate the serpent at the same time. I hate it because it takes so long to play a Baron Mime build, but I also love it because we're playing a Baron Mime build. I feel like we've been like the last 4 antis have each like taken us like 10 to 15 minutes to play, and we're just after like skipping ahead, you know? Like an ante taking you 10 to 15 minutes to play is fine and when you're playing all 3 rounds, but like when you're playing 1 round, man, like this is insane. This video is gonna be so long. I already know. Copy the Baron, copy Mime. If you're bored like me and you think this takes a really long time, just wait until we get the burglar, because I swear it's like... It takes like just 10 minutes just to get to your last hand. And then the Naneinf hand like takes like, what, like 2 minutes to play out? So... Yeah, Naneinf runs are not for the weak, just because they take so much time. Alright. Now we just gotta find the burglar. Alright, show me the burglar. Show him to me. I'm asking nicely. Clubs. I open the tarot packs? I guess, yeah, that's exactly why we opened the tarot packs first. Hermit. Alright. Show me the burglar. Hermit is good. Burger where? Burger. Burger. Hermit is fine. A burglar would be nicer though. Hermit. Hermit again. I'd rather take a temperance. Burglar. Burglar, hermit. Idol. Hermit. The worst part about not finding the burglar is that we gotta play a whole nother ante. Oh, this takes so much time. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we just rolled down all of our money trying to find the serpent, so that's great. Honestly, I mean, it's probably not bad that we're playing these extra antes just because we're having the opportunity to copy more steel cards. We wasted so much time copying gold just because we needed the money to find that blueprint brainstorm, both of those extra copy jokers. So even though I'm complaining, it honestly was like a blessing in disguise that we got more time. So because I mean, it would have been so annoying if we found the burglar, because then once you find it, I mean, we're just gonna drop it for DNA, regardless of whether we have enough steel at hand or not. And then, I mean, we're just gonna have to copy steel cards even though we have the burglar, and we're gonna have to keep playing out the antes to make sure that we have enough steel in hand anyway. So rather than do that a whole bunch of times with a burglar, I'd rather just keep the DNA. Rather than having to hope that I have enough steel cards that show up for Naneinf. Because, I mean, if you don't, let's say you don't have enough steel in hand, I mean, you basically just have to re-roll again for the Serpent, the next one, and redo the process, right? And hope that you have enough steel. So I'm not mad at the fact that we're getting the opportunity here to copy more steel cards. And if that doesn't make sense, what I just said, I will explain it once if we find the burglar. Yeah, it'll make a lot more sense when I explain, or when you see what the burglar does in action. Gosh, reserve parking. We came in at with like $130. What we're seeing right now is all just straight up reserve parking, which is insane. I'm copying the mime here just for funsies. I mean, not right now. I meant when I played the Baron. I put 3 on Baron, 1 on mime. I'm just doing it to see sort of what my score looks like. I mean, it's completely irrelevant at this point because once we get to a burglar, we're gonna be doing just fine in terms of score. We don't need to be seeing what our top end looks like with only 30 cards in hand when we're gonna have way more cards. But you know, just for funsies, just to keep you on your toes. Also, I'm pretty sure copying the mime there helps with the reserve parking. So, extra money, I guess. Yeah, holy crap. So keep in mind, we came in to the Serpent boss with only $131. And we're gonna leave with, we basically made like what, $1,100 there, so oh sorry, we made $1,000. Not too shabby. Give me some money, please. No. Show me the burger. There he is. Okay. Burglar. Sell our DNA. Get the burglar. put them in the right spot. Let's go ahead and skip. And then roll into the serpent. You have no idea how happy I am right now. I really thought I was going to have to redo this entire video, so... Man, I don't even care if I have to spend all $1,000 here. Alright, there we go. Serpent. Alright, so copying burglar, and... we get plus 15 hands. Let's copy reserve parking. So, what I was saying earlier about how it's a good thing that we have the opportunity to copy more steel cards, it's because we need to have, I think it's like 44 red seal steel cards in hand in order to Naneinf. And I know for sure, right, we have more than enough steel cards, but the problem is the ratio of gold to steel that we have is honestly too high, with gold being too high for my liking. So if we don't draw the correct amount of steel cards here because we've copied too many gold cards, we're gonna have to repeat this process again, right? So, and that's just incredibly tedious and nobody wants to do that, so let's hope that we just, you know, hit our Naneinf here. Also, strap in. This is gonna take a hot minute. It's probably gonna take like what, 15 minutes? Just until we get to our last hand. Then it's gonna take like another 2 minutes to get our Naneinf. I don't know. I guess now would be a good time to do some closing remarks because we have so much time, but I'm also scared to do the closing remarks just in case I don't hit my Naneinf right now and I have to redo this process. God, I'm gonna look so stupid if we don't hit it and I just say, by the way, this is how you hit Naneinf. But honestly, seeing how much steel we're drawing, I think we'll be fine as long as we don't draw any more gold. I think. Just keep playing the gold cards. Hopefully we get our Naneinf. But yeah, just some general things, you know, throughout the run. Honestly, every single Naneinf run that I've done so far has sort of been somewhat formulaic. The only thing that I feel like is always different is the order in which things kind of show up. You know, that's obviously just seed dependent. You know, my first 8 antes are always pretty much some combination of some sort of chip joker, something to just keep me afloat while I deck fix. More often than not, it's either Scary Face or it's Arrowhead with a Sock and Buskin to re-trigger. And from there, I normally sell the Scary Face or the Arrowhead into a photograph, and I eventually sell out of the Sock and Buskin into a Hanging Chad. And that's pretty much almost always how it's been. Out of all 4 Naneinfs, sorry, I'm not counting this one yet. So out of my 3 Naneinfs, that's pretty much how I've done it. You know, from there, yeah, from there it's just been the RNG at which you find things. I've had so many close to Naneinf runs. You know, sometimes you find all 4 of your copy jokers first, and then you're on the hunt for either your Mime or your Baron. Most often than not, from my experience, the things that show up the last are vouchers. You know, because I mean, let's say you have all the money in the world, but you don't have an empty Joker slot. You don't have antimatter. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you have because you're not going to be able to fill that last spot to get your last copy Joker or your DNA or whatever, right? Or not having retcon in time to roll for the Serpent. That's also huge, even if you have everything else set up. That's actually how my last run died. I just didn't have retcon to roll into a boss that wasn't gonna absolutely execute my Baron Mime build. So, I mean, same thing with finding an Ecto, right? Because we're not playing on Ghost deck, we're playing on a just Plasma deck here. I would say it's pretty dang hard to find an Ecto sometimes. Red Seals are a lot more easier to find. I mean, you saw how we got our Red Seal. It wasn't a deja vu, right? So the Ecto is, once again, something that's like super variable. There's a couple different ways to get it. I mean, we tried to get it with the Sixth Sense. It didn't really pan out for us, but thankfully we had Omen Globe, so we could find our Ecto in just a regular Tarot pack instead of having to find it in a Spectral pack, which is a lot more... I believe it's a lot more rare to find a Spectral pack on a non-Ghost deck. So don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain that's true. But I mean, yeah, that's just kind of how the entire process works. There really aren't any concrete tips and tricks that you can really have besides just consistently practice this. Once you sort of get the hang of surviving a run long enough, I mean, that's really all it takes. The two main things is just surviving. You don't have to be... It helps to be coasting through the blinds, but I mean, you saw how many close calls that we had, right? There was like 2-3 times where like I scored just slightly above the score requirement in that blind, right? So obviously that's super risky, so make sure you're scoring enough to comfortably beat every boss blind. But like, you know, the main thing is just surviving. If you don't have the reroll voucher and you have a Joker slot that, you know, you're willing to part with, sometimes you got to make the tough call and you got to sell a Blueprint or a Brainstorm for a Luchador, right? If you don't have a reroll voucher, you come up against the plant, you got to make that tough call and buy the Luchador and sell a Blueprint, even though it's heartbreaking, right? Because, I mean, that's just what you got to do to survive long enough. If you don't take it, then your build ends right there, you know? It might be super hard to roll into that Blueprint again, but once again, that's why we're making money while we're trying to survive, right? So, I mean, that's just the general strategy of a Naneinf run. And to be honest with you, I'll say this: I feel like that's the general strategy of every single Balatro run. It's the whole point of the game is just to maximize the amount of money. I'm kind of getting scared here because I feel like we're drawing too many gold cards. But what I was saying was the whole point of the game is sort of just to maximize the amount of score while also maximizing the amount of money. So I feel like this is dumb advice. I'm basically telling you to get better at playing the game good. But I mean, that's honestly just what it is, right? You just have to keep practicing. Before I hit my first Naneinf, I swear I have like at least like 40 different runs, and like I have so many screenshots on my phone where I like show like where I died, and they're always like in like ante 20, and like my final, like my highest score is like in like the like 80s or 90s or whatever, right? But it's like you're always just missing that final component just because you didn't either have enough money or maybe you just didn't get lucky enough to find the last thing that you needed, right? So honestly, just stick with it. I mean, this is probably, I mean, I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit a Naneinf here. I just hope I hit it, like, preferably in this round, right? I hope I don't do this again, but I'm pretty much guaranteed a Naneinf at this point because we are making so much money with that reserve parking. So as I'm gonna go ahead and call it, this is my fourth Naneinf. As my fourth Naneinf and my second Naneinf in a row in 2 days, you know, I'm telling you, the more you play, the easier it is to Naneinf in this game. And honestly, at this point, I might be getting a little cocky here, but I feel pretty confident if I could play tomorrow, I'd probably Naneinf again. But I don't know if I want to put myself through this. Honestly, back-to-back Naneinf runs are just so time-consuming. Because, like, even if you don't hit Naneinf, if you get, like, play well enough, you know, you're getting, like, anti-22, anti-23, and, like, that still takes, like, so many hours. So... 7 more hands. I told you this was going to take a while. And I'm starting to think it's going to take even longer. Just because I don't think we're going to have enough steel cards in hand. I mean, right now we have what? We have 8 gold cards. So that means, assuming that we only draw steel from here on out, we're still going to have 2 gold cards, which is fine, but I mean, what are the chances that we only draw steel from here on out? I'm thinking we're going to have to play another round and do another serpent boss, but dang, that's going to make me look so dumb after saying my whole spiel about how to hit Naneinf. Dang. Also, I just want this to be over with at this point, because this is taking forever. If I make another Balatro video, I swear I'm not gonna... Well, maybe I'll do another Naneinf run just for fun. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. I love watching Naneinf runs, but holy crap, making a Naneinf run is just so time-consuming. I'll probably do something just quick and simple next time. Something that only takes like max like an hour and a half maybe. Maybe I'll do like a sock and idle build or something for my next one and see how far I can take that. Or I don't know. Maybe I can do like a ghost deck, or maybe I can play some gold stake. I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. Just like how to get gold seals on all your deck. Sorry, I was thinking about how many gold cards we have in hand. Yeah, but if it's something that you guys want to see, just how to gold stake any one of the decks. Any one of the decks except for black deck, because screw that. I don't want to play black deck gold stake. That was such a nightmare to finish. Honestly, I might do that just because it's been so long since I've played gold stake on black deck. You know how I actually gold staked black deck? So I think I've beaten it twice, and the first time that I actually got my gold sticker on my black deck was by I pulled a soul card in like Ante 2, and it was a Trib, and then in a spectral pack the next shop I got an Ankh, and then right after that I found a Brainstorm in the next Ante. And then I found a Hanging Chad, too, in that same Ante, I believe. So that was... And after I got those 4 Jokers, it was straight up just like I skipped every single round, basically. And I was just praying that I didn't get the plant or something. And I just steamrolled all the way until Ante 8. Because I was like, this is it. If I don't win with 2 Tribs, a Brainstorm, and a Chad, I'm just not gonna beat gold stake on black deck. So yeah, technically I got super lucky. That's how I got C++, because that was my last deck too. Yeah, maybe I'll make a video on how to gold stake black deck, but I really don't want to. For some reason, I feel like that's gonna take me longer to do than it is to make this video, just because I know that I'm gonna be like just restarting the run so many times, because I don't have the confidence in myself to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna super easily just like gold stake black deck right now. Like, in my opinion, Naneinf, hitting Naneinf is easier than gold stake on black deck. So yeah, well, I don't know. I'll think about it. Man, we are making so much money right now. Pretty sure like my all-time highest amount of money was like 5 grand or something. And the only reason why I got up that high was just because like I was trying to beat my previous record of like total amount of money, which I think was like 4. So. We are so close. Just 2 more hands. Honestly, I don't think we're gonna Naneinf. Which is like such a shame. We have too many gold cards in hand. That's like what, 5? Okay, so as long as we don't draw any more gold, we should be fine. As long as the rest of them are steel, I think we're fine. Because we still have a death and a chariot. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I mean, like, this part of the run shouldn't be this nerve-wracking. Yeah, this should be the part of the run where it's just smooth sailing, but like we just have way too much gold. Okay, I don't think we hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gold cards. If we don't draw any more gold, I think we'll be fine. Hopefully. I really don't want to sit through another ante of this. I'm running out of things to say, and I feel like you guys already know it. There's only so much advice and nonsense one man can say. Okay, and I think we're screwed. Chariot. Okay, so wait, it's left and to right. Yeah, left and to right. All right, so we have 7 gold cards left. We're gonna play one of them. So we have technically 6 gold in hand, so that leaves us with 40 Steel Kings. I don't know if that's enough. Also, you probably already saw it, but the copying for that was 1 copy on Mime and then the rest on Baron. That's just the maximal optimal amount of way to maximize the amount of score. Yeah, I don't know if 40 Red Seal Steel Kings are enough. I've heard a lot of different things from people. Some people say 44. Every time I've hit Naneinf, it's been with a full hand of steel so far. I've never had to worry about this problem. I mean, I guess we're gonna find out here, like in the next minute, if 40's enough. I hope so. My palms are actually starting to sweat a little bit over a video game. Man, I feel so dorky right now. Dang. All right, we are so close. I can feel it. Just give me the Naneinf. Just put it in the bag, bro. Don't let my palm sweat be for nothing here. Come on. I think we did it. There we go. Okay, well, finally. I was so afraid of having to redo this. If I was Doc Spector, I'd be like, and that's Naneinf. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that was Naneinf. So, honestly, I could, if I really wanted to torture myself, I could do this again and roll down to like another boss, and you know, keep serpent farming and do the same thing. But I'm not gonna do that to myself. So there you go. That's your complete guide to how to Naneinf in Balatro with no legendaries, unseeded. Thanks for watching. Okay, guys, just real quick, I realized that I didn't get to show you guys the seed again one more time, just in case you wanted to play it out. I pretty quickly just skipped through the rest of the blinds and rolled onto a boss that I knew was going to kill me like the plant, you know, just because I wanted to show you the seed just one last time, just in case you didn't want to go back and see the anti-8 win, just find the seed again. So here it is. I'm also going to have it in the description box just in case you want to try it out. And also, you know, just let me know in the comments whether you like the video or, you know, backseating is not only allowed, it's encouraged. So, you know, I know that I screwed up plenty of times throughout the course of editing this. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I made that play. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, you know, what your thoughts were about the video. I had a lot of fun making this, so if you liked watching it, let me know that. And yeah, let me know if you want to see something else, because I'd love to make more content here. So yeah, thanks for watching.